The Middle East stands on edge once again. In Tehran, leaders unveil new missiles boasting greater precision and power. The Revolutionary Guard hails the 12-day war as proof of resilience, claiming global efforts failed. At sea, Iran's Navy launches drills with submarines, missiles and electronic warfare units. 3 fronts, land, air and sea, now define Iran's message: readiness, deterrence and defiance. Iran has declared it is ready to respond to any new Israeli attack, with Defense Minister Aziz Nasirzadeh saying the country has developed missiles more advanced than those deployed during the recent 12-day conflict with Israel. Speaking at a meeting with foreign military attachés in Tehran on National Defense Industry Day, Nasirzadeh said the latest generation of Iranian missiles has far greater capabilities than those previously used. He added that the strikes launched during the war demonstrated a steady improvement in Iran's ability to penetrate Israeli defenses. According to him, the share of missiles hitting their targets rose from around 60% at the start of the conflict to nearly 90% by its conclusion.
The missiles used in the 12-day war were manufactured a few years ago. Today, we have manufactured and possess missiles with far greater capabilities than previous missiles. And if the Zionist enemy embarks on the adventure again, we will undoubtedly use them.
Nasirzadeh also said that while Israel targeted both military and civilian sites, Iran deliberately selected air bases, intelligence centers, and defense facilities inside Israel. He claimed those strikes inflicted billions of dollars in damages.
Nearly 150 targets were designated for our missiles, all of which were struck. Unlike the cowardly Zionist regime which targeted military commanders, scientists, innocent women and children, civilian infrastructure and industrial centers, residential homes, medical centers, relief forces, prisons, and the national media, the Islamic Republic of Iran deliberately chose its missile targets in the occupied territories from among military centers, especially air bases, intelligence centers, research centers including the Weizmann Institute, the Command and Control Center in Beersheba, the Mossad headquarters, and the Ministry of Defense, which played a key role in the regime's offensive attacks against our country.
The minister further accused the United States of supporting Israel throughout the conflict and even participating directly by attacking Iran's nuclear sites. He said Iran responded with a limited strike on the US Al Udeid base in Qatar, but ultimately accepted a ceasefire to prevent a wider regional escalation. The war began on June 13th, when Israel launched strikes targeting Iranian military leaders, nuclear scientists, and missile facilities. Tehran answered with a barrage of more than 500 ballistic missiles and over 1,000 drones, which, according to Iranian reports, left 31 Israelis dead and thousands injured. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said, strengthening defense capabilities has been an uninterrupted mission since the organization's founding. Brigadier General Ali Fadavi, deputy commander of the IRGC, said that the results of this long-term effort become most visible during periods of war. Fadavi pointed to the Iran-Iraq conflict, the fighting in Syria, and the recent 12-day confrontation with Israel in June.
We have been blessed with the opportunity to strengthen our power and capabilities continuously, and the people see the results of this in practice. In the 12-day war, when the entire world joined forces to confront Iran and even expected to defeat us, God decreed otherwise, and they were the ones who suffered defeat. We are proud to say that with God's will, our preparedness today is far greater than it was 2 months ago when the war started.
Fadavi said Iran has continuously been able to expand its military power, describing the recent war as an example where international actors anticipated Iran's defeat. Yet the outcome, in his words, was the opposite. Fadavi added that Iran's preparedness today is greater than at the start of hostilities in June. The conflict began with Israeli strikes on Iranian military, nuclear, and security sites. At least 1,000 Iranians, many of them civilians, were killed. The United States openly supported Israel and carried out its own attacks on Iranian nuclear facilities later in the war. A ceasefire was reached on June 24th, which Iranian officials describe as a temporary pause. The war has drawn attention to the cost of missile defense systems. Reports from US and Israeli sources suggest interception rates were lower than initially claimed, with satellite imagery confirming direct hits on sensitive Israeli sites. Meanwhile, the Iranian Army Navy is set to begin the operational phase of a large-scale missile exercise on August 21st. The drill, named Sustainable Power 1404, will run for 2 days in the northern Indian Ocean and the Sea of Oman. According to Navy officials, the exercise will include surface ships, submarines, aerial units, missile batteries on shore and at sea, as well as electronic warfare teams. The participation of this range of forces is intended to test coordination across different branches of the Navy. Rear Admiral Abbas Hassani, serving as spokesman for the Navy, said the drill is designed to enhance combat readiness, improve command and control, and refine operational planning. Hassani added that another objective is to reinforce deterrence while showcasing the use of domestically developed technologies. The exercise highlights Iran's continuing emphasis on indigenous defense capabilities and comes at a time of heightened regional tension. Naval activity in the Sea of Oman and Indian Ocean has often drawn international scrutiny, particularly from Western powers that monitor Iran's missile development and maritime maneuvers closely. Officials in Tehran say the drills are part of a routine schedule intended to demonstrate preparedness and to maintain confidence in the country's naval defense posture.